Hello,
And welcome
to
to
BB on
BB on
Blast,
Blast.
where the scramble verse has taken us back to COVID times and we're in lockdown.
Woo! No, not woo. Boo!
Ooh, I'm
Gaz,
Gaz.
I'm Lynsey. Gaz has a suspected case of COVID.
Well, we have COVID in the home, but
Yeah.
I'm negative today.
Yeah. So
But
you
you don't
said,
trust the test, do you?
no, I don't, because I had COVID and the test lied. And I'm going to a wedding this week, so I can't risk it. So apologies if the sound quality is bad, but you get to see our faces. So, we give
I
with one
remember a
hand,
time
take away with the other.
when we weren't supposed to meet up and you were like, come on, we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
I guess we weren't ill at the time. Or no one
I've
was ill at the time.
now I have social things to do, whereas back then we were just doing nothing.
Yeah, if I'm ill, I'm at home, like
Yeah.
fine. But what I will say is I don't think like it's bad like that anymore. My dad said he had it and he was just like asleep for a day and then he was fine the next day. And it seems like it's Dan's got it. It's like a
Mm,
cold.
mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't want to go and spread it around at a wedding, do you, and ruin someone's honeymoon?
No, not
Not,
really.
not
Also, it
really.
might be take out a grandma or something.
Yeah,
Not a good look, is
exactly.
it?
Take out an auntie. We don't want to do that. No fun.
No.
Um, so so it's been quite the week, hasn't it, since the launch show? Oh,
Hmm.
I just want to say
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking called it about that
What
Luke
did you
guy.
say? What did you say
I
about Luke?
I said I don't like him at all, and why is he even in there? And now look,
Do you know what? I wish I'd looked back and like got the clip of what you had to say about him because you
mm,
said you had his card marked.
I did. I said there was just something off about him, off, and now we
Do
know
you know? It
what.
didn't take long, did it? Like, can we not
how
have
how many
1 year where it doesn't just go wrong?
how many actual days was it? It was probably like the second day or something.
Like, actually, that's a good point. Do they even tell us what day it is on this version? I don't think they do.
Did he say it? He didn't say it. Oh, it's irrelevant anyway. But he didn't actually say it about someone, did he? He sort of said it like
It was
conversationally.
in the sense of in the place of the word dude,
Yeah, which is
like bro, but it's not his word to use. That's the problem.
no. And what that also means is he is saying that at home with his
Outside, yeah,
friends, and that is just you just don't say that. You just don't.
no.
It's just anyway, we'll come on to more of it, but just why? What at least what did you think about them actually throwing him out for it? Because that's quite rare for them to actually
Well,
take
yeah,
action.
I noticed that I obviously like took to Twitter and was like, they let him sleep in the house and they removed him the next day and
Yeah.
they didn't show the
Mm.
diary room. Then I remember the last time that word was used in Big Brother UK, that person got to stay.
Mm. Oh,
Remember? Rodrigo.
Rodrigo,
Now
yeah.
Jessica Alba's washing machine. Let's
Yeah.
shout out for washing machine.
And we turned a blind eye there, didn't we? In the
Well, I
case of
guess like I guess like I guess in the end we were like partly on the side of good TV as
yeah,
probably well production. It's like that again was like day one, wasn't it? Day one, day two.
yeah, but then
Production weren't ready to lose someone. They'd obviously spent money on him.
yeah, and then they sexually assaulted someone allegedly, and that was what got them kicked out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, some
So just
strange goings on in the night.
goes to show, I should have probably kicked them out at the beginning.
Speaking of Rodrigo
Mm,
slash Jessica Albers now,
yeah.
I was just on Facebook earlier. When you start watching videos on Facebook, it just feeds you one after the other.
Mm.
And a little bit GB News came up, and it
Oh
was
no.
interview of Jessica Alves. Have you
Oh
seen that one?
really? No.
It's so
Has she got controversial views?
well, no, but I feel like isn't GB News the home of like trans bashing?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
so I thought it was quite odd that they had
Yeah.
chosen to bring Jessica Alves on
What
to
was
talk
she
about
talking
her transitioning and
about?
her history and her like kind of experience of plastic surgery because
Wow.
this wasn't even recent. I was thinking like, okay, in the wake of Barbie,
Mm.
human Ken doll, and now human Barbie doll, maybe they'd want to get her on. But it was like from last year, I think, when I looked at the
Mm.
date. It was this guy called Matt. Is he problematic
I don't know
or
who he is.
he's that guy with glasses, kind of like wafy, is
Oh,
that the word hair?
is it that Mark Dolan guy?
Oh, is he Mark?
He used
Is
to
he all
do
right?
he used to do Balls of Steel. No, he's not all right. Nobody on
Well, he
that
called
channel's
himself. He called himself a libertarian. I'm like, that's at odds
No.
with GB News.
No, he's not all right. He stands in for Dan Wootton when Dan Wootton's off, so no.
Um, there's not a mark, is there? It is the right guy that I'm
Unless it
thinking
is
of
a
here.
no, the wispy hair sounds right. Very
Yeah.
scrunched up face, and
He
glasses.
was basically gonna, oh, I support anyone's right to, transition. I was
Mm.
thinking that doesn't sound like on brand for this
No,
channel.
it doesn't. It's just absolutely.
Um, unfortunately, it's already closed, so I can't like recover it on Facebook. But what Jessica was saying was that she believes the surgery needed her to like look like Ken, which obviously wasn't an intention. She said it wasn't an intention, but through the surgery she became androgynous, and that's why the comparison came up. She said actually
Right.
that she believes that was the start of her transitioning, and that she always believed herself to be a girl,
Oh, okay.
which is interesting to hear. And I think that, oh, that's interesting. None of this ever was mentioned on Big Brother. I guess that's a short
Mm.
time of period of time, but I don't know if I guess they spoke about it back then. I suppose the surgery side of things, but
Sounds like
so what an odd thing
it sounds like
to be
absolute
covered.
bollocks to me because they had pet implants and things like that. You don't do that.
Yeah, to be
I don't
honest,
know.
I was a bit iffy over it myself.
I just think that person has got some body issues, but it's not for me to judge about that.
And
But
she
something,
denied having a plastic surgery addiction. I just thought,
come on, come on,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no.
Anyway, I was expect to be starting this podcast after talking about her.
This is typical us. We will talk about the matter at hand, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
I found one bit of interesting information this week.
Oh yeah.
I've not really listened to the podcast because I like to do ours first, but I listened to one and they said Matt, who's the swimmer,
Mm,
he can hear about 50% with his hearing aids in. And then
yeah.
when he takes them out at night, he can't hear anything. So he can only hear 50%.
I don't think Big Brother's making enough allowance for this, do you?
We were wondering when he was doing his vote in the
Couldn't
in
hear
the
Julie.
did he was someone signing to him? Because it felt like he was sort of in there longer than he should have been. So I was wondering if someone was maybe signing to him.
Oh no, I just think like because he couldn't hear Julie saying thanks, Matt.
Yeah, he was
Is it
just
Matt?
sat
Yeah,
there.
Matt.
Yeah, he was just sat there.
Yeah, and I just think like it's all very well like casting someone, but you need to make it inclusive enough that everything works for them. And I don't think they've
Yeah.
maybe done enough to make that happen.
No, and I'm sure there's a lot more we know about that they've not done, which I'll find out this week.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think we were saying like Matt would be at a disadvantage in competitions where, you need to hear the klaxon or instructions or
yeah.
whatever.
Mm.
So I hope there is some allowance for him to maybe, I don't know, get maybe signed instructions is not okay because contact with people, but like maybe like written instructions. I don't know, like there
Yeah.
should be some allowances, I think.
Yeah. To be honest though, he'll be all right in most competitions because he's so muscly.
Yeah, maybe.
So, it might balance out. But yeah, there should be more allowances made, but
Yeah, like,
Um,
I think visual cues or whatever, so that he knows when something starts or doesn't, like a light
yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely a disadvantage when it comes to eavesdropping on
Comp.
people and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know if there's any audio-based like comps. Not really. I guess there are. Where you listen to the sound bites on when you watch the clip or
Oh
whatever, and you
yeah,
have to like
sometimes.
answer the question. That would be
Yeah.
you'd need that written, surely.
They're gonna have to make some allowances.
I hope they
Um,
do.
anyway, let's talk about the episode. So we did the launch night, so we're on to episode 2 now.
Well,
I have
actually, funny enough, my first point. Sorry, yeah, you got something.
no, go on.
This is my first point that I've got in my notes was that in the intro for episode 2, Matt was referred to as a deaf Olympian, and I just thought, what the hell is that? I've never heard of a deaf Olympian before. Did,
No.
did you know about that?
No, but I assume it's some thing like the Special Olympics, is it?
Yeah, so I looked it up, and
Yeah.
actually, the deaf Olymp deaf Olympics, I think they've changed the name over the years, is the longest running multi-sports event in history after
Oh.
the Olympics. Like it actually started in 1924, so
Hmm.
99 years ago, and it's on every 4 years. There's a whole Deaf
Hmm.
Olympics, but I just feel like, is it called Deaf Olympics or Deaf Olympics? I think it's called Deaf Olympics.
Yeah.
but you don't hear about that, which is odd.
Ironically, you don't hear about it. Oh Jesus!
Shit.
Apologies.
But like now the Paralympics is a mainstream thing and it's on
Yeah.
TV. I wonder why these other,
Yes.
more
Sorry.
niche games don't get any attention.
It's probably not called the Special Olympics anymore, is it?
No, I think it is.
Oh, it
It doesn't
is.
sound right.
It
I
just
don't think
sounds a bit off.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
The term doesn't sit too well with me, but for some reason
No.
it's called that. Yeah.
But then, yeah, he wouldn't be able. Him competing in Olympics against differently abled people, he'd just kick their ass, wouldn't he? Because he's just deaf.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? That
Yeah.
sounded bad as well. You know what I
No,
mean?
but like, it's not there's like physical disabilities
Yeah,
and them
exactly.
compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in
Yeah.
the Paralympics, everyone's categorized into different like
Different ways. Yeah.
grades of like ability, aren't they? I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And
So,
then like, sometimes, what I think about stuff like this? So in Thailand, where I used to live, like it's really common to have like blind and deaf schools, and I just think here in the UK, I don't really know that there's like schools for deaf people, and like we make allowances to integrate people into the regular system.
yeah,
Can they not integrate deaf people into the regular Olympics?
there are some deaf schools. My friend's daughter's deaf, but she just goes to normal school. But I remember when I was a kid, we had deaf kids in our class, like two or three of
Oh,
them. Yeah, and it
oh
was
wow.
yeah, they were just like, in the class, just normal. So I think it's better, isn't it?
Were you, or was everyone taught sign language, or they just expected to lip read, or they had like hearing aids and that was enough?
I can't really remember. I remember they couldn't that like Matt, that like he speaks really well, but they couldn't speak quite as well as him. But
Mm,
yeah, I don't remember any special things. But it was back in the olden days. God, they were probably just expected to just get on with
yeah.
it.
Don't you think it's bad that we're not really taught sign language though? Like,
Mm,
and I guess like it is a very small portion of people who are affected by being deaf, and like,
mm,
but when you're around someone who is deaf, I used to work with someone who was, and I felt so unable to communicate with them, and
mm,
it made me feel really sad because I didn't know how to communicate with this person, and I thought they must be really lonely because really
mm.
no one does know how to unless
No,
you by some chance like happen to have a family member or something which
yeah,
requires you to learn sign language. People just don't really know it.
no, and yeah, like when we went round to my friend's house, and uh, I think probably said this last week. She was just
Hmm.
getting ready for bed, so she'd had her hearing aids out. So we
Oh
were
yeah,
trying
you
to
said.
talk. We were trying to talk to her, and she was like, "She can't hear you." And then I felt
Yeah.
bad because I didn't know really any sign language, so I should really learn like
Hmm.
a little bit. I was just like,
Perhaps, yeah.
She's probably just like,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's sad because people, I don't want people to feel left out or lonely, but communication is like, without it, how can you really include someone fully? It's
Mm.
hard.
There are definitely a lot more deaf people on TV shows and stuff now. I've
Oh
noticed
yeah, there
a
was
lot of the shows I watch.
Strictly Come Dancing had a
Yeah.
deaf person. Is she just on soap or something? I
Oh yeah, that was it. And on
think she's an actress.
yes, and on like dramas as well. And there's someone on 90 Day Fiance who's there. And it's good the way they show like what he would actually be able to hear, which is like just his heart beating kind of
Oh, speaking of which, there's a lot of
thing.
hearts racing at the end of the eviction, wasn't there? Did you notice? When they were hugging,
Oh,
there's
wasn't
obviously
that
Kirsty's
weird?
heart was like, I thought she was going to pass out.
I've never I've never heard that before. I was like,
No,
what the hell is that? Every time she hugged someone, you could just hear dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
her
dun.
heart was going so
Yeah,
fast.
that was weird. It was interesting though. Anyway, let's talk about this episode. First note of interest I've got is I like the orange couch in the HOH room.
I love that orange
Yeah, it's
sofa as
nice,
well,
isn't
but it
it?
makes the one in the living room look so crap by comparison.
And
The
those
white one.
the red chairs are shit as well. The
Oh, I
eviction
like
chairs.
those.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think they have enough gravitas for the eviction chairs.
Oh, but normally it's just some like fusty, chunky armchair, like some granny would have in their house. I think the furnishings overall, like the look of them is just a lot more modern in this house, and I like it. It feels
that
more like what Big Brother should be.
that bedroom that's pink and black, it looks absolutely hideous.
Which one's that? The
It
upside
I
down one?
No, I don't know. It's just got the most horrible bed covers
Oh,
I've ever
the
seen.
the black poster bed things, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
ugly.
supposed to be the upside down room.
Oh, is it?
All the dresses are like the wrong way around.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's the scramble verse, I
Right.
think.
I'm over that already. So, what else is happening? Serie.
Izzy,
So what?
Izzy is the only one that knows who
Oh,
Jared is.
she's so fucking annoying. I cannot
Oh, really?
stand her. Are you serious?
Is it because of her hairy armpits?
I did make
I
a note.
had, I got an informant told me that
Hey,
you said, ugh, look at her hairy armpits. That's disgusting.
well, I know who the informant is. If that, what's texting you that?
So I can dig you out on the podcast, obviously.
What a fucker. No, you can have hairy armpits if you want. You can do whatever you want. It's more her
Don't make me
personality.
look at them.
It did make me think, but that's none of my business.
Don't you think that's a weird one, that
What, the hairy
we're
armpits?
socially conditioned to believe girls should not have hair
It's
there, but it is
stupid, isn't
natural?
it? The only thing worse than a woman with hairy armpits is a man with shaved armpits. Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh my God, it's just so wrong. And
What
men who
about trimmed?
trimmed is okay. And men who shave their pubes, just absolutely not. Ugh.
What about trimmed?
Trimmed
You
is
don't want a
good.
nice you don't want a big old bush there, do you? You want a nice skin fade.
Trimmed is fine. Skin fade, I'm not sure. That sounds trimmed very short.
Oh, yeah, I get the gradients out.
Do you?
Yeah,
I hope you
from
don't.
0 to like 5.
I hope you don't shave your face with that same shaver.
I do.
Ah!
Uh, who cares? I've got out of the shower or whatever
That's
most of the time.
that's
No, actually, I did before shower. Doesn't make
list
sense to shower and then shave, does it?
listeners stroke viewers, what do you think about that? That's
No, I know
disgusting.
all the men out there are using the same shaver on their pubes as they are on their face because, like, it's your own body.
Mm, if you
And I
say
share
so.
that with Dan.
Oh no, it's getting worse. No, the thing I don't like about Izzy is her gameplay is absolutely diabolical. Going up to Jared, going, "I know who you are," is just absolutely stupid. She said it so loud in front of
I think
everyone
that
else.
she would have been better off keeping that to herself and
Exactly.
weaponizing it later.
Exactly. When you're on your uppers, you go, right, if I go, I'm going to tell everyone. It all she's done is
Mm,
just basically Siri, in my opinion, does not want to be friends with.
Siri.
If sorry, can't get that right for some
Hey,
reason.
Siri.
I was calling her Shri
Oh,
last week.
Siri just woke up.
Oh
Stop
no,
that.
sorry, Siri. She doesn't want Elliot. Not what the fuck's her name, Izzy, in her alliance. She's just having to work with her like with a gun to her head, basically. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but I quite enjoy that, like, as to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Because what I like as well, Izzy, I mean, how about this? Izzy believes it's to her advantage that they know that she knows, that she's got them in her pocket. Do you not
Right.
agree with that? Do
Yeah.
you not see that as potential benefit?
I, I do, but she's doing too much and going, "Oh, I stalk
Mm.
your social media." It's just it reminds me of when
Well, a few of them are fangirling over Cerie. She's an icon.
it reminds me of when Nicole Nicole what the Nicole
Franzel.
yeah said to oh she said to Derek, she said, you're the Dan of this season, and he got rid of her like that. You need to keep that shit to yourself. Don't come out with this stuff. Don't let people know that you know that they're good.
Interestingly, though, well, we haven't seen in the edits, but we haven't heard Cerie go to Jared, look, this girl knows too much. First opportunity,
Because
get
they
her
can't
out.
because she'll rat on them. They literally can't get rid of her. They could get persuade someone else to get rid of her, maybe. But now they're in this
It looks odd, doesn't
y-
it? Because it's sort of
yeah.
uncalled for.
Now they're in this
It's like,
old
oh, why are we going to get rid of this person? Like, let's be honest, she don't look like she's a comp threat or anything much, does she?
she's just
She was taken though, ladies. So
yeah, I think we're all right. Um
back off.
she's just got such a high opinion of herself. She's so fucking annoying.
What
Uh
about this theory that she's actually non-binary, but CBS don't allow that?
I
Is
wouldn't be
that just my
surprised.
theory, or did we say that last week?
I don't We were saying they wouldn't have a non-binary person because Julie wouldn't be able to get it right.
Yeah. I hope that I don't know. She's giving me big non-binary vibes, but
Mm,
I just hope she's not compromising herself because she has to for the show
no. I don't think
or
she would be.
themselves.
Um, what's happening?
Or themselves, I said.
Oh, themselves, yeah. What else is happening? In the scary verse, they have to wear the hospital smock to bed. Is that okay?
I mean, bit overkill, isn't it?
Hmm. It's not that bad, I suppose. I quite like wearing
Is
that.
that like you quite like wearing that?
Yeah, when I had my tonsils out, I wore it and I quite liked it. I thought it looked quite nice. I was an adult. I was about 28.
Can I keep this? Do you get to keep it?
It's probably all covered in blood after.
Ew.
No, not really.
Is the scary verse like the have not equivalent? I know it's the scramble verse is the have not, isn't it? No,
With the
the
cheese. No,
humiliverse. The humiliverse.
is that the have not room with the
I
cheese?
think so because like
Hmm.
sleep on cheese feels quite have not to me.
It's not that bad though, is it? I've seen
It's
worse
that
ones.
stupid boot thing is the worst part of it.
Oh, it's fucking annoying. Yeah, I heard Taryn moaning about that, saying it like people having strategy conversations and then because they have to kick themselves with the boot, it like stops the conversations and it makes it
Right.
like, which I can see being very annoying, especially if you are watching the live feed, you have to watch it all the time. It's like stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know what? Just about the Serie and Jared thing. I
hmm.
thought it was really a shame that he knew she was going to be there. I was hoping it was a surprise on him too, but I guess that's quite hard to
did
keep when you're
did
that
he
close.
did he definitely know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Ah.
they
Okay.
both knew what was happening, which I guess they were approached together to do this.
In my opinion, Jared's going to be a liability to Cerie's game.
Oh, almost certainly.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's not that intelligent from what I've seen
Now,
so far.
um, are their ears very alike? Is that why he's wearing that like bandana as a granny bonnet?
I was wearing the granny going out shopping in the rain, snood.
What is that? That's got to be some sort of message to the outside. That's not a choice that anyone makes, is it?
I don't
Like,
know.
fine, do rag, whatever,
Yeah,
bandana on the head, but not the sort of
the
F all
snood.
going to the shops. I
Yeah, it is a look, isn't it?
need to know about
I've got a few comments to make about people's looks.
that.
Now I've decided that Riley looks like two different people.
Are they
I'm
Big
sure
Brother people?
I'm sure others have said this. One's a Big Brother person, one's not.
Well, I know who the one isn't. Well, I know who the Big Brother person is, or the one that isn't is.
Oh, really? What? Who?
But will I know who the Big Brother one is, or is it a US person from way back
It's a
that I wouldn't
US
know?
person that you've seen, but you probably wouldn't remember the person, I don't think.
Is it that one that like walked? That teacher?
Who the fuck is that?
Remember that guy that walked and everyone was just truly shocked.
I don't know who that
She
is.
was a bit heavier set than that one. I think she was a dog walker and a teacher or something.
No idea who that is. Are you biting your nails?
Putting Vaseline on my
All
lips.
right. Fine. Oh well, I'll just tell you so we don't go on for 17 hours. I think she looks like a
Taylor
cross.
Swift.
No,
Oh.
Miley Cyrus. I think a bit.
Oh,
Do you think? And
no.
when she's not got her makeup on, Raven. Do you remember Raven?
Oh god, she was awful.
She was awful.
Yes. But do you know what?
She was
I'm
bad.
being I'm surprised
Hmm.
how likable Riley is.
She's nice. Why? Why? Why are you judging her? Because she's blonde and young.
Yeah, because she's the sort of
Okay.
cast to be a showmance, you know,
Mm. Yeah.
not swimwear. She does this is the one person that isn't the swimwear, doesn't have a
Yeah.
swimwear brand.
Yeah.
Wine safari,
Yeah.
bartender, all that
Yeah.
bollocks. Like that is what she's meant to be, but she's actually not that.
No, no. That's good.
But do you know, and this is
Mm.
why we've got a big question mark over Riley, do you know about her controversy in the week?
Oh no. Oh no.
So I don't really know the true story on this, and probably American listeners are going to relate and
It's
know it
just
inside out more than me. But you will be
mm.
aware that the HOH gets their choice of music, right?
Right.
And the album that she chose was like a single album by this one person who's basically like some sort of racist far right um, musician,
Fuck
some sort of like
off.
real dodgy like Republican shit.
Is
Yeah,
this serious?
yeah, because James from Julie Girl Pod was tweeting about this. And
Okay,
he was
that
like, you know, I don't want to pass judgments, but like of all the music you could have chosen, you chose this. And I was just like, oh God.
I'm surprised Big Brother even let her have that. Well, that explains why she evicted the black woman. Oh, what's this
Well, she had
saying?
she didn't have a choice in it.
Remaining meeting time 9 minutes.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
we better wrap this up.
it's
Thanks
even
for listening.
it's even shorter than usual. I thought it was meant to be 40 minutes. Ridiculous. Anyway, never mind. We'll do another part.
What you said, she could have chosen. Well, the house rallied against Kirsten. She didn't really choose who went up, did
No,
she?
because
She
it
chose
was
who came
because of the
down.
comps. It was because of the comps.
The,
Yeah,
the chance of a black woman going was very high because wasn't every other person on the block
black.
a black woman?
No, it was two black
Can't remember who it
women,
was.
Jared and
Oh, Jared.
Corey
Yeah,
is
of
his name.
course. I forgot he was on the
Cody,
block.
Corey, whatever. Yeah, yeah. No,
Corey,
to be
your
fair, that
fave.
that wasn't really that wasn't really her fault. But now I've got an eye on her.
Yeah, but also she's getting very close to Jag, so I'm hoping
Mm,
like that music thing's an anomaly, but it's hard to overlook if
pretty
that
strict.
artist is known for that.
Yeah, it's like me getting a Morrissey album, isn't
Well,
it?
exactly. It could be like, oh, you know, we like her, but she listens to Morrissey. It must be
um. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on her. Yeah. So then we saw that Jag likes Riley. They've got a bit of a. Is it a showmance or is it a flirtmance or what's
I feel like
happening
it
there?
could be headed towards one, but
Mm,
sometimes the edit might just want you to think that. I'm thinking
mm, mm,
I wouldn't mind if it was. I quite think it'd be quite nice to see that
mm.
between two people who maybe wouldn't have necessarily thought were going to be drawn to one another.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? I
Hmm.
like Jag so far. He seems nice. Um, the two hippies were bonding, Cameron and Red, in the bathroom,
Oh yeah, I
and
didn't feel love much for this
the
situation.
they were playing the yokel music over the top to let you know that they're both country
Of
bumpkins.
course,
Um,
because the aesthetics are not enough.
yeah, and me Cole finds them a hilarious duo. She says that now until they start doing a hate crime on her. Um, probably not, but then on this other evidence, you never know.
Here we
Um,
go. Can I
mm,
just go back to this point? It's someone called Morgan Wallen,
right, is that
and
the
James said,
singer?
"Listen, yeah, the singer James from Judy Got Pod said, listen, this doesn't make me say Riley is racist or anything negative, but I side eye it. The fact
Yeah.
is, he is an artist that actively benefits from his own ignorance and racism, which
Oh.
isn't surprising because it runs rampant with country fans. Look at the Hot 100 right now. So
Mm.
apparently, it's a country
Mm.
artist. So you know that comes with its own red flags for me.
Well, thank God that never made it over to here. Country music. That truly is an
Well,
abomination.
Shania Twain
That's okay. That's
does.
palatable. Like the proper stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so bad. And normally religious as well. Yeah. Um, okay. What else is happening? Izzy
We're
said
talking
I
about the yokels.
Izzy said I have power over him about Jared. Um, no, you're fangirling and it's embarrassing. That's my thoughts on that.
Red was trying to do an Aussie accent. Did you
Who
note
was?
that? Red. Well, I don't know if I jumped up. I might have jumped ahead.
That's okay. We can jump around. Jump around. Uh, Corey, is it Corey? Came back from the Nether region very quickly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
That's
only
right. I
gone for
forgot
an
to say.
hour. They should have kept him out there all night.
An hour.
Yeah, an hour. What happened in that Nether region? That's what I want to know.
Don't know. And they all thought he was like. They kind of forgot that he was on the block because of it, which I think, in a way, might have worked to his advantage.
Mm. Do you think he got given that hideous pale pink bomber jacket and cap to wear in the Nether region? Because I honestly thought he must be wearing it for a task, but he's still been wearing it. He looks so washed out and sallow, and that is really not helping.
He looks like, and I don't know if it's a real thing, but like this like image from maybe like the 50s, like this like donut boy. Is it of The Simpsons? Like uh, it's like a mascot for like a donut company or
It
something.
rings
It's
a
like a
bell.
creepy like character. He looks like that.
Ouch, that's not good. Yeah, he's weird. I do like him though as a character. I do find him
I
kind of
he's
interesting.
his delivery is interesting. He's quite intense, isn't he?
He's weird. I
He's
don't
there
think
to make TV. I don't feel like that's him.
I don't feel like he's as persuasive a speaker as he thinks he is, but we'll find out, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, that's why he talks like that.
Yeah.
He's literally programmed for it. That makes sense.
um. Oh yeah, did he come back through a bed in the wall or something? There was some CGI
Oh, didn't they
going
do
on.
an effect to like
Yeah,
blast him through some sort of portal?
I thought it was Dr. Will for a second.
I think it's like Doctor Strange.
That could have worked too in the scary verse. Um, America says she wants to avoid the Nether regions at all costs. Wow. Um, what is Cameron said about Corey? This guy's going to get carded and get the 2 packs of crayons when he goes for a meal. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
What does carded mean?
Like ID'd. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because I was just thinking like football getting a
Oh,
red
the red
card.
card.
Mm.
um,
Who said that about him?
Cameron. He's the curly haired
Oh, that the
guy.
other
I
yokel.
don't really like that guy that much. Don't think it's a bit weird.
No, me neither.
I
We
get
did.
bad
Go on.
energy from him.
Oh, I don't think he's going to be like good TV or likable. So
No,
why is he there?
he's a
I
bit
guess you got something
weird.
to dislike.
Yeah, keep it. Remember, I said this bad energy. Something's going to happen with him as well. Um, remember I told you. So, what is happening?
Can I just
It
say one thing that I've noticed? I heard beforehand that Felicia
oh
was
yeah,
going to hide her age, but she was freely revealing her age in that like going around getting to know you section on the
yeah,
sofa.
mm,
So obviously like dropped that one, realized I do
yeah,
look over 60 after all.
yeah, and also can barely get up a staircase.
You're gonna say completely bald.
Yeah, she was saying something about raising her eyebrows at one point. I thought,
What eyebrows? She got
yeah,
any?
exactly.
She could have them on the Zoom call.
She's she's raised them so far that they've blown away. Okay, this podcast is mainly just insulting people's appearance, as per usual.
I
So
did quite enjoy Corey on Serie being present in the house. He said, "Oh my god, this is the best day of my life, and
mm,
I'm screwed." Like,
yeah,
like she's such a good player, just like no chance.
he was over egging it a bit, wasn't he? Later on with her, and you could tell she was just like, mate.
Oh yeah, she was a bit like, "Oh god, go rest."
Yeah, and also you're gonna leave because you know too much.
Yeah, exactly. He said he knows her like history in games and like her playbook and stuff, and she
because
was just a bit like,
his brother is in Survivor.
"Oh,
Yeah, so I'm surprised he doesn't know Jared.
have they
Or may
mentioned that in the show, or do you just know that
No,
from
I
elsewhere?"
knew it from the cast reveal or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if he has actually mentioned it, but his surname's something like Wartenberger, so it's like not a very common surname, I wouldn't have thought. There's always something with burger in a what was Christian Birkenberg? What the fuck? No, it's not right. Um, so when Siri introduced herself, Siri introduced herself. She changed the name of one of her boys to obviously something else.
Oh yeah, a
I
different
want
another J.
I wonder if they're saying they come from the same area or if one of them's
That's what
going
I
back.
was thinking.
Yeah, the area they come from.
Honestly, if they knew they were going in together, so the story is I'm an orphan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My parents died in tragic accident
Ah,
when I was 4,
yeah.
and I grew up in somewhere far away from wherever we did. Like,
Yeah.
you would have come up with a story, wouldn't you? And corroborated it, and like,
Yeah. I'm sure
so
she
what? If Serie is such a master game planner,
yeah.
where is the planning now?
With what?
Making sure she's distant from her son. Like they
Mm.
could have covered something up. They could have come
Yeah.
up with a whole new backstory for Jared.
Well, no one's even twigged it. Like that Kirsten who went, she was like, "Oh, I can't even guess who it would be."
Well, that whole like, oh, that's the nickname of one of Sarie's sons.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
gonna come
yeah.
out.
But I didn't
People know
twig.
about her.
Stupid. There's only a minute
We're
to
gonna
go.
have to break.
Yeah.
So let's go to a break and we'll be back after this.
Welcome to part 2 of BB on Blast.
Part 2 of 507.
No, it will not be. So, Bowie told them that she was 34.
Oh, but it is
Yeah,
Bowie.
you corrected me wrong, didn't you?
Yes, I
Actually,
did.
you incorrect. No, never mind.
I incorrectly corrected you. This is the scramble verse.
It is Bowie. Is she passing
What's
for?
weird is she's called. Is she what? Passing
Is
the
she?
vibe check.
Is she passing for 34?
How old is she really? Is she not?
45. 45.
No, she is not passing for 34.
She don't look 45 either.
No, but not 34. Come on.
Oh,
That's younger than me.
I think 38 she could have gone for.
Yeah, I do too, but not
Hmm.
34.
She look, oh
The
dear.
water's gone the wrong way.
She looks good. She looks bloody good for 45, but I do think she's got a bit of Botox. So.
Do you know what?
Hmm.
I like an Australian accent. I think it's pretty commonly known that that's probably one of my favorite accents in the world.
Oh.
I don't like Bowie's accent.
Really?
No, I don't. It's something about it. Is she from Adelaide? I think. I don't know if it's the Adelaide accent. I don't like that, but like, no,
My
it's something I don't like about it.
my boyfriend Jack hates the Australian accent. No offense to any
Oh,
of our Australian listeners. Um,
I think it's really one of the most pleasing on my ear.
really?
And you know, my Siri is Australian, female
Oh yeah.
Australian. That's just like, oh, nice.
You're Serie. Um,
And
um,
also, I want to say, you know, her nickname, not her nickname, sorry, her full name. She's got a double-barreled first name.
yeah.
Is Was it
Bowie
Bowie
Jane, is it?
Jane? But I feel like they keep saying it sounds like Jean.
Oh,
Sounds like
right.
a country music singer, Bowie Jane.
Oh, Riley would
Also
probably like
got a
that.
question mark over. Yeah,
Yeah.
also got a question mark over that one.
um, so do we like her so far or not? I feel like I don't know her yet.
I think I like that she's there.
Yeah.
I heard her mention like intruders. I think I might have mentioned this last week.
Mm.
Like, I want to know her like Big Brother Australia, like how
Background.
what
Yeah.
informs her Big Brother Australia background. Yeah, like what
Yeah.
informs her Big Brotherness.
Mm.
But I don't know if we'll ever find out. I'll
I'm
probably
sure
be on
she'll
like
talk.
live feed.
She will talk about it on the live feed. So if you're a
I
live
want to hear her talk
feeder,
about, you know, Tim and
Tim.
Tully
Yeah.
and, you know, oh God, in this one season, there's a
Mm.
couple, Tully and
Mm.
Drew, and all that, you
Uh-huh.
know, I just want to, they're the bits I'm here for, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
Send
coming out yet.
send us the clip if that conversation's already happened, please. Um, yeah, I just think I don't know yet. We'll see. Um, so they volunteered to be have-nots. Um, Serie and Jared were plotting. What was this? You said Hyman. That's what breaks when you lose your virginity. Oh, was he calling
It,
Hissam Hyman?
Hyman, yes. That
That's
was
not
that did make me laugh actually. That was a funny conversation. And
not
Sarita
great,
sort of
is
like
it?
chose her moment to like
Yeah.
correct him. Um it also is a bit awkward, isn't it? But he was like, well, that's what someone told me his name
Yeah.
was.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's slightly problematic there. Um,
Yeah. Can I just step back a sec about something Corey said about the playbook of Suri? I think this was in the
mm,
diary room.
mm,
He said she makes you feel like you're her best friend, and then she gets to the end instead of you.
mm,
And in that very moment, I thought exactly of Andy on the Traitors,
mm,
who was fully heartbroken
mm,
by what Suri did to them
mm,
because they felt like Suri was acting like a motherly figure.
mm.
And I just thought, wow, that is to a T Surrey's game on the Traitors, and it won
But did they
the
not?
game.
But did the people on Traitors not know her background on Survivor, and she was no doubt doing the same thing there?
Of course they did.
Oh God, she's got the mist,
Mm,
hasn't she?
she
Well, at
has.
least Corey knows, so he can try and do something about it. I want to see someone
Mm,
take her on and challenge
this
her.
is it.
Yeah, I
No
don't
one
want.
is making those moves to do that, or even having those conversations. I don't think. I find that very, very odd in
And
US Big Brother.
I mean, she's a great player anyway, obviously, and she's got a huge advantage of having a snitch on the other side of the house. I mean, how can she lose, really?
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
kind of unfair, actually. But
Also, imagine it gets to the end of the series, and well, hang on, is everyone eligible for America's vote favorite house guest?
oh, she'll win.
Like, of course it's her.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's why I need to get her out early. Um, what else is happening? Oh yes, Sari was telling Jared how to behave. Don't say you're going to talk to this person later. Don't let people know that you're doing that,
Yeah.
and just telling him to watch himself.
He was
Um,
starting to get worried that they were like avoiding each other too much, wasn't he?
mm,
You would want to though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of
Because how the
course.
hell can you make conversation with your own mother?
Wouldn't you accidentally just call her mum at some point?
Yeah, you think. I think because
Because you,
what's exactly what else do you call your mum?
yeah,
Nothing else but that.
exactly. So
Uh,
I,
didn't he suggest that she's Mama C and then
uh,
Mama F? Is that his idea?
I don't know. Oh, maybe that's his cover story. So this alliance was formed, the Phalanx Five.
What the hell? Do we know what phalanx is? And
So I think
can you
it's,
spell it?
well, that racist twat who got ejected, named it.
Oh,
So,
might want to
pres
dissolve that now.
yeah. So I presume it's something nerdy or some comic book thing. I don't know. Um,
Oh yeah, he's the sort of artist.
illustrator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know how to spell that, so I've got PHALANX, but I don't know if that's real.
That's what I've got. Well, I hope that
Oh,
AI steals all of his art jobs in future. Um, Felicia is going to protect Serie as another older person.
I've got it. The listeners
Yes.
need to know. Google it.
I'm sure
A
they already
body,
know.
a body of heavily armed infantry in ancient Greece formed in close, deep ranks and files. So you know when they all like go in a line with their shields and spears and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
It's like that. So it's not a bad alliance name, to be honest.
You say so.
That's one of those ones where like they go on The Apprentice and they're like, oh, we could call ourselves this, and
Yeah.
you know they thought of it beforehand.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Let's
Um,
call ourselves Dynamics.
um, what else is happening? Yeah, so Siri and Felicia started working together. I hate Felicia.
What?
She's so
Why? She's such good
annoying.
TV.
She thinks she knows
Oh, you're so
everything.
ageist,
No,
aren't you?
not ageist. It's just like, just because you're working with Siri doesn't make you Siri. You're just like, oh, it's just something about it just rubs me the wrong way. To quote
What if they,
the girl
are
from us.
sisters from another mister, and they, feel such a draw to one another?
Oh, just get someone now.
You think
I,
she's trying to align herself with greatness, do you? So that
well,
in turn
yeah,
she becomes great.
and I don't blame her because they're similar age as well. But
Are they? Sorry,
well,
surely Cerie's a lot younger than.
more similar than other people in the house.
Yeah. Do we
Over
know
50. I don't know how
how
old
old
Sari
Cerie is?
is actually. I'd say about 50, is she? Oh, maybe
She
not.
is 53, yeah.
Ah, there you go.
So she's
Um,
another one that if you look back at her appearance in like her early days, she looks better now.
she was a bit chubbier then, wasn't she?
Yeah,
There was a
I'd say
clip
yes.
clip of her that was. Anyway, Jared doesn't trust Kirsten. Um,
Oh
oh
yeah,
yeah,
playing too hard, too fast.
yeah, but uh, Siri had sort of made an alliance with her, but then she was just like, nah. So then Siri then went and told Felicia. Don't you think the others are going to get suspicious that like all this information is getting out and think who is the rat?
Because Jared is feeding it to Cerie. Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
because
Yeah.
how could they have actually known that there was an 8-person alliance on the other side unless someone had ratted it
Oh,
out?
because Red went up and like listened to Riley, right?
Yeah, that was
Mm,
stupid in my opinion.
yeah, that was quite silly.
Mm. So then we had the HOH, which was from the comic verse. And the winner of the HOH gets to take 2 people off. And this
This was
was,
a bit of
I like this.
a rehash of that one with Derek X and the
Yeah, it
spitty legs,
was. They
wasn't it?
just dusted off the old
Re
balance beam, didn't they?
Reskinned it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, come on, it's like early in the series, give us something new.
Yeah, but I don't you think it was quite entertaining to watch, especially when they were getting hit by that thing?
By the onomatopoeia, did you like the swooping onomatopoeia?
Oh, get you. It
That was
was
what. What's she called again?
me
Nicole.
Cole.
Can't
I
get on
think
board with that
they
name.
call him Mimi, I think.
Mimi.
Yeah. I liked it when people were getting hit by that. I found that entertaining. That appealed to my sense of stupidness.
Sadism.
Yeah, it was just like made me laugh.
Did you not think the floor looked rather hard? No crash mats. I thought, oh,
Mm.
someone's going to get injured here, like Jasmine on that.
Well, they don't
Didn't
give a
she fall off
shit.
something and bug her ankle up?
People get injured every year and they don't seem to care. Um, so
Oh my god.
yeah,
Red did a backflip, didn't he?
did it?
Remember?
Did
Not
it?
only has he delivered all of his children by
Mm.
hand, he can also do a
Ugh.
backflip.
Blue got twatted. This looks dangerous, I've said.
What twat? It
Um,
sounds like she had a round of shots at the end.
A few people were throwing it. Hissam is reminding me of, you won't know, but Rachel's husband, Brendan. You know
Okay.
Rachel, obviously, from The Traitors. Her
I
husband,
do, and
Brendan.
first Big Brother baby.
Yeah, he really
Hmm.
reminds me of, it's like an older version of him. So every time I see him, I just think, oh, Brendan. That's what Rachel used
Just
to say.
visually, or
Yeah, visually, he reminds me of him a bit. Um, why are people doing it with their sunglasses on? They won't be able to see anything. Did you think that was odd?
oh, I didn't notice.
There's no sun down
Oh,
there in
Bowie,
Wales.
wasn't it Bowie Jane? She's
Couple
got
of
a look.
couple of them did. Yeah, she's got a look. I'm
She
not
looked like she
sure
was
if
with
it's,
Mission Impossible, wasn't it? The sort of
yeah.
black through and sunglasses.
Her style is a bit, I don't know,
Hmm.
not right.
Something out a bit, it's naughty, isn't it?
Dated,
It's
yeah.
like it's stuck in the past.
Yeah, it don't work. It's
Says the
because
guy wearing the Spice Girls t-shirt.
it's because she's so fucking old. She does forgotten what style is. Uh, I mean, I'm virtually the same age as her. Um, what else? Uh,
You're a couple years younger, aren't you?
yeah, I'm younger, but you know. Riley won. She was very nimble, wasn't she?
Well, Riley, wasn't she the only one who had the sense to take the blue
Oh yeah,
thick pathway, which
yeah.
I was unsure why everyone thought they could take on those like little thin sections. Just seemed
Mm,
like I guess that maybe the blue one was longer, but you'd go for
mm.
the path of least resistance, wouldn't you?
You should do.
Mm.
Um. Then what's happening?
Everyone's
Ja-
basically in Riley's ear about this someone that begins with a K.
yeah,
And there's a real consensus very quickly
yeah.
about Kirsten.
I didn't like this. I liked Kirsten.
Mm.
Don't you think she seemed
Did it make?
nice?
Did you get a bit of Taylor witch hunt flashbacks
Yeah, I
at
did.
this? Me too.
Because she
I
seemed like
didn't.
nice. I don't think she'd done anything bad. Not that
We've
I
got to put
saw.
our Big Brother filters on. Can't be asked for
Oh well, never mind. That would have
that.
taken 2 minutes
um,
out of the recording.
yeah, no, I thought she was probably being treated unfairly,
Mm.
and it wasn't very nice to see it happening like this
And it
again. It felt a bit like oh,
and it wasn't her
history was
fault.
repeating itself.
It was because Jared was being a snitch that she even got into trouble in the first place. Otherwise, she would have been fine.
Mm,
Oh yeah, and Serie goes, "Oh, Kirsten's a loose cannon." It's like, oh please. Um,
mm,
mm, so, Riley was talking to Serie, and she said Jared is a good person, and Serie
yeah,
said Jared seems very respectful and mannerable. I would tell my kids to hang out with this guy.
yeah, he's a good kid. Yeah. Do you know? Do you remember? Actually, we skipped over this, but Suri was in the diary room talking about like her kids and being what it means to be in there with him.
Oh yeah.
She was kind of basically saying he's my favorite kid. I thought in that moment, didn't you?
Was she?
Awkward for the sibling. Yeah.
Maybe he's the only one that wants to do it. Maybe the others are more respectable. Um, the noms. What's happening with this nomination table? Tell me that.
The table.
The
What do you mean the
table.
table?
It's got a
The
hideous
dining table.
pattern on it. Yeah. It's
It's
ugly.
split down the middle because of
Right.
the multiverse.
Oh, right. It looks
Yeah.
gross. Um,
It's a shame that the multiverse isn't like a, two sides of the house situation. I quite like that.
oh,
Have they done that in US? The house
well,
is too bloody small.
they did Dire Fest and
Oh yeah, that's
that
true.
that didn't work very well. So Riley took off Jared and Corey and left up Felicia and Kirsten.
Hmm.
I was quite
I
surprised.
put
I thought
Go
Corey
on.
might go up because he's a bit weird, you know.
Hmm. I think that he was off the radar because of that whole going into the Nether region thing.
And
Just off everyone's minds.
wearing that light pink and blending into the background.
Yeah. I had a prediction here that I thought Kirsten would win Veto. I just had a feeling that she probably had it in her. I
I
remember
wish
what
she
the Veto
had.
was.
She got a hell of a body, that girl, when she came out. I was like, bloody hell.
Oh, in a sportswear.
Yeah, she looked hot. Um, Riley said she's dying inside knowing that they want to be there. Kirsten is pissed off because she's in the Phalanx 5 with Riley. Corey has a lot of teeth, I've noted.
like that in a man, don't you?
Oh, not too many. He said that. He said this. Multiple people have alerted me to you pot staring. Pot staring.
I don't know. That's Riley, maybe.
That's all I got for that episode. Anything to
Yeah,
add?
I'm already on to the next page. No.
Okay. Oh, the credit. We saw the credits for the first time. What do you think?
Oh, the intro. The splashes are gone. I actually really like them. I
They're
think they're the
quite.
best they've looked in a long time.
They're quite in your face, aren't they? They're like, whoa,
They're very they're too
bright.
long as usual. Like they go on for too long. But I like that they've got like, you know, camera effects and like it's a bit more Big Brotherish, I think.
Yeah, it's good. In fact,
Like the branding isn't terrible, but at the same time it is.
yeah, some parts are okay. Depends what day of the
It's
week it
slightly,
is.
yeah, they're upgrading in some ways.
Someone said my notes are absolutely terrible. That they have a hard time with bold-faced liars. I don't know who that was. Kirsten's
They're my favorite kind of people.
yeah. Kirsten was crying. Is it Kirsten or Kristen? I struggled with those two. Kirsten. And Serie called her a hot mess. Leave her alone, Serie.
Ouch.
Riley was reassuring Felicia she's just a pawn. And she said, all these cookie jars are talking now. And Felicia said, yeah, the chocolate chips are talking to the Oreos.
To the Oreos.
What the hell are they talking about? Maybe they were just hungry.
I think it's about. I wish I'd written more context. Isn't it about like two sides of the house? Someone going between.
Gossiping.
Yeah, I think so. Just made me think of the days of Big Brother Canada and Dimitri's in this Oreo costume trying to soak up the milk.
That was a good comp.
Best sponsored comp ever.
Luke is acting dumb and pretending he didn't know what the memory wall was. Doesn't sound like
they have that. I don't see that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. You know where the nominations come up. Oh yeah.
Oh, the memory was where their faces are and they go grey when they leave. But I didn't see that happen.
Actually, I haven't seen. I never saw that this time.
No, I hope they've got rid of it.
I thought that Kirsten might go back in because of, you know, the multiverse and everything, and because they're obviously down one person now. But then when they interviewed her, as soon as Julie said about Serie and Jared, I was like, oh, she ain't going back in.
Game over, isn't it?
I wanted her to have a chance to go back in.
I was always all stars.
So then they saw the garden for the first time. And what happened here?
Oh, an iconic moment, of course, because it's always iconic when an old person falls in the pool. Do you think Felicia set that up?
What was she doing, trying to dip her toe in?
Something like that.
Oh, dear.
The hot tub it was.
She'd probably break her ankle or something at her age.
I worry about the edges of that pool. They're very hard, concrete.
The safety in Big Brother US is just, you need to get Mario in there to assess the trip hazard. So the scary room are forming an alliance. I like those people in the scary room. They're the young people.
Oh, the handful.
Yeah. Riley, Jag, Matt, Blue, maybe another person.
Sorry, you're overlooking the fact here that Felicia revealed that she was a marksman with a 9mm.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Yeah, don't want to mess with her.
No.
She's done it all. And what about Pale Apple? Is that what he's called?
What's that?
They've got a pineapple child in the house.
We've even adopted a pineapple child. Is that what it's called? Pale Apple?
That's what I've written.
Who did that? If you just miswritten pineapple.
I said, what was the name? Is it Pale Apple? We didn't quite catch it.
Where did they adopt it from? That's what I want to know.
The fruitverse. the Del Monteverse.
Felicia has her eye on the scary room. She said her eyebrows are raised. I beg to differ. And she knows that they're working together. Jag and Riley put together a final two, I think called Ride or Die.
Oh, really? Is that what they're called?
I think so, but they might have just said Ride or Die. I'm not sure. Then some of the boys were modelling bunches. Is that a good look for people?
Oh, God, that reminds me of Christian from last year.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, he wasn't.
Wasn't he? Year before?
No, he's from ages ago. The cookout year. He was quite
Yeah,
sweet.
year before last.
He was actually quite sweet. He wasn't problematic.
Alright,
Um,
you say so.
if well, he was all right, wasn't he?
What's this? Matt said he doesn't have. Matt has the eyes, but
Mm.
not the ears. Was that in
Oh
the
yeah,
Handful Alliance discussion? I thought, oh.
yeah. Because I think Riley said we all have eyes and ears, and Matt went, "Well, you have the ears." It's like, ouch. Yeah, she was going around like naming people. It reminded me of when Enzo named the brigade back in the day. It's like, you're the beast, you're the animal, I'm the meow meow. And it was like, you're the muscle comp beast, you're the social butterfly, you're this, you're that. It's like, oh, whatever.
I
Yeah,
hate when they do that as well at the start of Big Brother as well. The
what?
social butterfly.
Yeah, oh, it's stupid, isn't it? Uh, what do you think of the alliance name, the Handful?
I mean, they've taken it from the hands on the wall in
Mm,
the scary verse, haven't they?
mm.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's not that great,
It's
is
not
it?
very like powerful, is it?
No. So this was
No
when
phalanx.
that was terrible. I'm glad
Phalanx.
that's gone. So this is when Corey was kissing Serie's ass. She sat down on the fart chair by accident and then sort of accused
Oh yeah.
Corey of not telling her about it. He didn't know. Yeah, this is where he said he's excited and terrified. And Serie said in the diary room, he should know better than to tell me what a good player I am. I thought, yes. I like the way she said. I like the confidence, you know.
Suri is making the show for me so
Oh
far.
yeah,
I'm gonna
she's good.
be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, she's good. I've put here, lol, she's gonna destroy him. Yeah, he was doing too much there.
She said, get to know me first to know how to
mm.
treat me.
Oh, he
Just
does.
of course take on a date.
He probably feels like he does know her from
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You watch
Survivor.
someone so much.
Yeah, you feel like you know them already. He should know better. Um, so then we had this chat with Jag about being a Sikh. And you know it's a serious conversation when they put the sad piano music behind it.
Is that what they did?
Yeah,
Of course.
don't think so patronizing.
I actually think they're using different music this year, and I think the show feels better for it. It's not as
Okay,
intense, it's not
they
too overly like dramatizing things.
they're
I
using
might be desensitized.
some of the same music, but they might be using some new music as well.
Hmm.
So he was saying, the first thing people see about me is the turban, and
Yeah.
his Sam said he's Egyptian and Muslim, and Jag said, like after 9/11, he got accused of Islam,
Yeah.
not accused of
No, he was a victim
Islamophobia,
of
a
Islamophobia,
victim of
basically.
Islamophobia. And he said,
Um,
first of all, I'm not a Muslim, and secondly, Islamophobia is not okay. How stupid do you have to be to think someone wearing a turban is a Muslim?
well, America's not so kind of diverse as over
No,
here. We
no
have probably.
offense, America.
It's true though, because I might have said this last week, but I grew up in a town which was quite diverse, and when I
Mm,
was a kid, I did say this. I was going to playgroup or whatever, or fourth
mm,
class with a Sikh kid
mm.
who had the turban, but I thought he was a girl
Yeah.
because of the hair. I told you this last week, didn't I?
And I don't know. Why did you think he was a
But
girl?
well, because he had
Oh,
long
because
hair,
he had
and
the long hair. Oh, okay.
well, yeah, but it was like in the bubble on the top
Okay.
when they're younger, they haven't got as much hair, so they do a little bobble, right?
Got you.
And I was just like, someone with long hair
Mm.
is a girl. That's like social,
Mm. Yeah.
gender norms, whatever.
Mm.
But I feel like we have quite a diverse society, depending on where we live in the country. But also at school, we learn about every religion. As they make a point of teaching us about
That's true.
what it is to be a Sikh, what are the pillars of Islam, and
Yeah.
what's Buddhism.
Jewish. Yeah. We had a Jewish
I
teacher.
feel like I didn't get taught about Judaism actually.
He was really good, that teacher. He taught us loads about it. It was really interesting. But the Christianity was forced down your throat as well. Let's be real.
I
It
had
was at my school.
I had a Christian RE teacher, but she always felt like she covered all religions equally. And
Oh, that's
actually,
good.
like, really, if you do understand religion, a lot of the like old texts and stuff kind of links up, aren't they, in some way? The
Well,
multiverse
yeah.
of religion.
Yeah, because it's all like a just made up thing to control people, whichever way you look at it, whichever angle you look at it from.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the old law,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But that was
Anyway,
That was
he
nice, the
he
conversation.
he was saying that he had to go to Canada to get to the nearest Sikh temple, and I thought, oh my god, it's got to go to a different country. And then I
Hmm.
remembered actually you can live like close to a border, like even though you have
Yeah.
to go to Canada, that might not be as extreme as I understand it to be.
Yeah, it's quite close to America, Canada, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it is close, but I mean
And
to have to go to a different country does seem a bit extreme. But
you can see New York from Canada, can't you?
I mean, some people commute. Can you? Is
I
that a
Yeah, I
lie?
think so. No, I think you can. I think I've seen it
Some
on
people
something.
commute between the two, don't they?
Yeah. God, we
For
sound
jobs and stuff.
ignorant now, probably. Sorry.
Oh God, after saying like how ignorant Americans are.
Yeah.
So
We're ignorant in a
um,
different way.
I think that it was sad that there's not enough understanding that Islamophobia is such a big generalization,
Mm.
and that's why he's suffered from that post 9
Hmm.
11. What
Mm.
was interesting was, and Dan raised this point when we were watching it, is that Hissam is actually white passing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a very different experience. And he actually is a Muslim. So I feel
Mm.
like Jag probably suffered Islamophobia worse than Hissam,
Mm.
just based on his look and his appearance.
That's
Whereas
interesting.
Hissam is kind of able to assimilate.
Yeah,
And I'm sure he's come through his own struggles,
yeah.
as a gay Muslim. We don't really hear
Mm.
about that. And I'm looking forward to
Mm.
him having a chance to unpack that, hopefully.
Mm.
But it just felt like um, he didn't he didn't relate on the same way just because of a different experience, I felt.
Yeah, well, it is two different experiences, isn't it?
And he said, I thought his response was odd. He said, every time there's a first, you can either reinforce a stereotype or make people more aware. And I was thinking,
Yeah, what is the
okay,
stereotype?
yeah,
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Yeah, that was a bit odd. There's something about his that I don't really like. There's
I'm
like
not
a
sure either.
there's like a
Arrogance?
yeah, an overconfidence, I was gonna say,
Hmm.
and a sort of superiority thing. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's my inkling.
He did talk about being cautious about sharing it. What is his religion? Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
He's
But
cautious about sharing that he's a Muslim, which means in situations he can get by.
he doesn't have to
Whereas
say.
Jag, it's like,
Yeah.
you are not like us. So
Yeah.
therefore, there's an alarm bell here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think Hizam is a good character though, even if he is arrogant or whatever. So we shall see.
Yeah.
I've just
And
completely
what he is good to have on this cast, I
yeah,
think.
definitely. Um mm, Felicia told the women she wants to target the scary room. Felicia, Bowie, Izzy, Serie, and someone else, I think it was, created
Bye
the
bye, bitches.
Bye Bye Bitches
Or
Alliance
the
because
bye bye, bitches.
that was like, when you're like trying to think of a new password for like your work thing, you just look around at something on the wall and go, oh, that could be my password. That was how they created that alliance there. Is that what you do, or is that just me?
I'm not going to tell you the pattern of my passwords because they're
well,
very
that's
predictable when you know them.
well, that's what I do. I just look around and go, oh yeah, that because then I know when I forget my password, I'll just look over there and then I'll remember from whatever it
Well, that's
was.
good. It's better
Yeah.
than using maybe like a current reference which might change and then not knowing the password later.
Oh yeah. Or what you do with her.
Yeah, you might do that sometimes with our socials.
um,
Um, yeah, I thought this was cool though to see Felicia stepping up
yeah.
to make an alliance. I was like, people might have an opinion of an older person going to Big Brother, but she's
Mm.
actually here to play, and I'm finding her entertaining. And the name is fun, even though is that a Rachel reference?
It's
Who said
Janelle.
that?
Janelle.
It's a Janelle reference.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm. Um, yeah, what are you finding so entertaining about Felicia?
just a new dynamic, like just a
Mm.
person we don't normally have. I feel
Mm.
like she doesn't. She's not what I think a 63-year-old is. Like she's
No.
very like um young at heart, perhaps. She's like energetic, she's here to
Mm.
play. I
Mm.
just like seeing her and Serie, two older women, interact in the show. I just like what she's bringing.
I like the older dynamic, that's for sure.
Mm.
Um, Riley wants to invite Corey, America, and Jared into her alliance. Uh-oh. That is the one person you do not want
Mm.
in your alliance. Um, Jag told Jared about the alliance, and Jared went to tell his mummy over it. And Siri was
Is
like,
this the
well,
Total Alliance?
is that what it's called?
I think so.
And Serie was like, "Oh, well, it's good to know like about the alliance, but why aren't I in the alliance?" It's like you should be lucky you even know about it. Like you only know about it because you've got a snitch on the other side.
Mm,
You know. Um,
yeah.
and she told Jared to stop talking so much. I was thinking if Jared won the veto, he couldn't actually use it on Serie, could he? Without blowing the cover.
That's a good point.
Or would he blow the cover?
I think he's going to blow the cover one way or another.
Yeah,
And I think it's more likely to be accidental.
yeah, I think you're right actually.
Like just referring to her as his mum. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, because it's
Whether it's
just
to her face or just talking about her.
yeah. No, and apparently I did listen to that one podcast and they said when he was talking to Izzy about it, he was going, my mum, blah 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 blah. It's like, and they were going, why is he calling her my mum? He should be getting into the practice of just calling her Serie. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just amateur hour.
He should have been doing that for the last month on the outside as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, he should have. Kirsten was doing
A
a cringe
monologue.
a cringe camera talk. How annoying! And then calling herself your girl in the diary room.
Yeah, I don't like that. Don't
No,
start
it's
that. We'll
irritating,
decide.
irritating, isn't it?
Friends closer, enemies closer type situation with Riley. That's why
Mm,
what she was planning.
right.
She was upset, wasn't she? Because she felt like she was quite strong with Riley, and then to be left
Yeah.
on the block, she was
Mm.
burnt by
She should have got the hint by that album that Riley got.
it.
So the veto happened now. Bowie had a little on-head pigtail. What did you think of that?
I have no
Yeah,
recollection of
like a
that.
little
Was it?
tiny little pigtail like this. It looked
Oh,
really, really
oh,
bad. Really bad. So what was this video? Oh, the flower puzzle where they had to get
oh,
an
on a vase. Yeah, a
on an
vase.
atomic wedgie.
Oh, yeah, the atomic wedging. That was silly. This reminded me of that thing where they had to go up a tree last
Hmm.
year.
Yeah, I remember
Same
that.
set. I think it was the same background and things.
Hmm. Probably the same old, yeah, same old everything. That looked hard, that puzzle, don't you think?
It was quite aesthetically pleasing, actually. I liked
Hmm.
it. When people
It,
were doing it like mirrored, I was like, oh, this looks nice. But yeah, I
yeah.
hate that kind of thing. It
Oh, it
frustrates
was
me to hell.
so frustrating. And then they were spraying them with water. Felicia said, I'm getting pulled up by my drawers. Jamie laugh. Drawers, that is something an old person would say. Oh. I noticed a bit of strategy you could do. When you were getting pulled up by your atomic wedgie, you could look at all the other people's puzzles and see what they were doing. Do a bit of
Oh,
copying.
were they otherwise like a bit too close to
Yeah,
see or
because
isolated?
otherwise, yeah. But when you were up, you could. Because I saw people like looking.
Mm,
That's what I do.
what gamer you are.
Yeah, copying people's work. Um,
Before the comp happened, sorry, just to step back a step. Siri was in is it Hissam?
Hissam,
Hissam?
yeah. Oh,
Hissam?
hi,
Hissam's ear
Hisam.
about this 8-person alliance
Mm,
because she was worried about Jared's safety,
mm,
right? She wanted to keep the noms the same. And he was like, how do you know about this?
mm.
Which
Oh yeah,
obviously is Jared. And she went,
yeah.
it's not rocket science. It's just like, that's quite a good response. Like, don't ask
Yeah,
questions. Like,
yeah.
I
And
am a veteran of this game.
he just accepted that as the answer.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Okay, yeah, but how do you know? Weird. Um, Kristen said, "Son of a bitch" when hers fell. Who won? Hissam.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
really spurred on by that
Mm.
conversation that he had with Sari,
Mm.
potentially.
Um,
God, it felt okay. I've written here, it took long. I remember now. It
it
was a
did
bit
go on.
boring.
I've put comp is going on a bit.
Yeah.
So Kirsten went to speak to Hissam and said, what can I do to help? And he said, what can I do to help you? Well, use the veto on me, obviously. But
Mm.
needless to
Well,
say, he did not.
I got no intention of walking out this week. Just wait and see, she
Mm,
said.
oops. Um, and his excuse was he couldn't decide between either of them. Yeah, right. Um, Jack said something
Yeah,
controversial
he said he
here.
was going to leave it to his roommates to decide.
Your roommates. You won't like this. Jack
What?
said Felicia's entire personality is being old.
I think that's okay. And I think that is really her entire personality. She was a marksman, you know. She'd take Jack out in a shot.
I missed that bit. So,
I've asked the question,
mm,
was Kirsten wearing her own swimwear because her boobs looked great?
yeah,
She
I've
was
written
hottie.
about her cleavage.
Mm,
Jack also said she's the hottest woman in the house, so why did she have to go first? So he was quite upset about that.
sorry about that, Jack.
The totty leaving. Um, episode 4. We're running out of time, but let's do a bit beforehand. I
Here's
thought,
why, hang on. Here's why you think his son is arrogant. Because he
yeah.
said this whole thing about, oh, my name means protector. And I take that
Oh,
very seriously.
oh, shut up.
But at that point, I thought, oh shit, he is going to use that sort of name now.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that to happen because I
Mm.
was like all about my old girls. What's it called? The
Mm.
old bags. The old bags. That's from Big Brother Australia before anyone comes for me.
I thought Julie actually looked quite nice at the eviction episode with the red dress on.
Are you
What?
okay? Her hair looked
Oh, the
like
hair.
a bale of hay.
Well, I can't talk about that. The nude heels I didn't like, but I thought the red dress was actually quite nice.
Oh, I just think she dresses so fusty.
Yeah, well, she does. Yeah. Um.
She'll have a word with Sonia Kruger's stylist. I'll sort her right out.
Mm. Um. His Sam said, "I've noticed the young people are working together," and I've said, "Yeah, because someone told you that. I've noticed.
It's
You
not
ain't
rocket science.
noticed." Yeah, exactly. I was getting hopeful because you were like, "Oh,
Excuse me.
have you seen the episode?" And then
Yeah, because
someone,
I wanted to talk to you about the racist
I
incident.
know, but then someone else said, I think it was Laurie said, "Have you seen the episode?" I thought, oh, because they were all going, "Oh."
Some good shit going down.
I thought Felicia was going to go because it just seemed so obvious that it was going to be Kirsten going, but I was completely
Right.
wrong. So I was disappointed at the end, and I was disappointed with the racism as well. Yet unsurprised. Um, America,
Um,
America was debating keeping Kirsten. What the fuck is her
it's
name?
annoying saying America because I keep thinking we're talking about America.
America. She said, "You gave me your eyelashes. Now we're blood sisters."
Okay.
Not sure how that works.
Talking about that, I had a
Mm.
bad dream the other day that I'd had like a hair transplant
Oh.
from my crown onto my neck for some reason, and then I
Oh
had this like,
no.
I really wanted to not lose that neck hair, but then in the
Yeah.
dream, they left me with like a patch on my head. I was like, well, now I've got a bald spot on the top. It's not good.
I can't imagine you having a bald spot. Your hair's so thick.
Oh God, I hope not. Rather, it was
Apparently.
all grey.
Grey is good. Um, do we need to cut off?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go for a break and come back in the
But
next part of
for
this.
the final part of our podcast.
All right, in
Okay.
a minute.
Be right back.
The inbox opens. Welcome back. Caught me off guard. That caught me off guard, like Jedward in that task that time.
I just want to apologize to anyone who's watching us for the first time. Our podcast isn't normally as rushed as this. It's bloody Zoom and other issues against us. So, normally we meander through and take about 3 hours,
God,
but
oh, it's leisurely.
yeah,
This is breakneck speed.
this is probably better.
Oh, of course it is. Let's keep it moving. So
So
that
go on.
what is it? The older people like it's called the professors.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Hmm.
7 of them.
I don't think Izzy's that old, and I don't think Mimi is either. But
Me neither. I don't feel like the young people are that young either this
no,
year. The
it's
average age is just kind of a bit older. It's right. It's good. I like it.
they're just making it up as they go along, aren't they? This was when Julie revealed one person leaves the game early.
Why?
Did you? Oh, what? You'd rather just seen it play out?
I was like, well, when I heard it, I was like, for God's sake, like, why is she saying that?
Mm,
And then I was just like, oh, she just must be talking about the first eviction.
mm.
So I'd like convinced myself it wasn't something else that
Oh,
we didn't know
really?
about. But then I
I
thought, you know what? You could have, if you were observant from the shot of them on sofas, you could have worked out.
I did it. It's exactly what I did because I knew it was that Luke because it's
Did you
just
pause it to do
obvious.
it, or did
I
you just happen to notice he wasn't there?
Jack just went for a drink and I looked at the couch and I saw he wasn't there and I knew it was him because Lorcan had already sent me the clip of him saying that earlier in the week. Well, that was something I was going to reveal to you on the podcast, but it was revealed anyway. So
Oh no! So you already knew that that
I
had happened when you got to the
yeah, but
episode. That's a shame.
I didn't think they were going to actually throw him out because normally they, racism give him a free pass through the whole season. So
That's the final,
strange.
if anything.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so we saw Kirsten talking to Luke. And I was worried something might happen there. Luckily, it didn't.
Well, his advice was basically, "I'll just pretend that you're not on the block."
Mm,
The block me? No, I'm
no,
not on the block.
yeah.
What do you mean voting me out? No, I'm not on the
I'm
block. You can't do that to me.
I'm
Sorry.
the invisible nominee. You can't you can't actually evict me. So yeah, this conversation.
I was very confused. I had to watch it a few times. I feel
Yeah.
like it wasn't helped by the way they cut it, like
No.
the blurring of the mouth,
Mm,
the dip. Obviously, you can't broad.
no.
Can you broadcast that word here? I feel like
No.
you can.
No. Oh,
Of course, you
actually,
can.
on BBUK they did.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
said it.
yeah.
Actually, when Rodrigo did, they did as well, didn't
Yes,
they? Yeah.
yes, they did.
I would rather not hear it.
Yeah, I'm in a weird place with that because I feel like I want to know everything in Big Brother, but
Yeah.
because it felt too hard to understand. I was like, well, what? He's like, well, it's obvious what word he must have used. And I'm like, but
Yeah.
he's using it talking to Corey. And then
It,
it was like, oh, the way he covered it was like, oh, I'm going to say dude. And then was like, I
yeah.
was going to say narwhal.
Narwhal.
And I just thought,
What is a
this
narwhal?
is
Like a
like
seal or
a
something?
narwhal.
Yeah.
That
With a
creature that's like
horn.
got a tusk, like a
Yeah.
little whale with a tusk. Oh, they're so cute.
So what's that got to do with using the N word?
Nothing. It's just him trying to cover his
Oh, right.
arse. But
Did
like, his response to it was probably what made it worse for me. The way he joked with it.
Did you
God,
see his face and Corey's
I need to go back
face?
and review that tape because later on, suddenly his son hadn't heard it. I
That's
thought, "Are you
that is
serious?"
bollocks. Both of their faces, they both looked absolutely mortified
I
and
thought they looked
immediately,
to each other. Did they not?
yeah, they both were just like, what the fuck? I thought that was weird later when he said he didn't hear it. Like he was trying to, I don't know, distance himself from it.
Disassociate. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like you're allowed to say you heard it. You didn't say it. And then this whole
yeah.
thing with him talking to Jared was just so ugh.
Oh, he was smiling. He's going,
Mm.
"Oh, they're more offended than the Batman. Like these two
Yeah.
people."
Yeah.
And then um, Jared in the diary room said, anything I do or say
Mm.
could come across as aggressive in this
Mm.
situation. And that's just
Mm.
like, I think that's a really horrible situation to be in, knowing that like he's got to watch his behavior and will be judged from whatever he says to this, where he's really the one that would be mostly affected by this word.
It actually really reminds me of the situation with Monty and Kyle last year when Kyle was doing his apology tour and Monty was just so reasonable about it.
Oh
It's
yeah, that
like,
was
and just like, so that was the only one good thing Monty did. But just he was
mm,
so like, I have to be measured in this situation and blah blah blah. But it's just like, what the fuck should you? What the
yeah.
fuck should you just sit there and take that? It's like,
Mm.
and did someone say, oh, white people get more offended about this stuff than black people? It's because black people
In
have,
situations that should be uncomfortable for a black man, this is Jared's response actually.
yeah,
White people get more uncomfortable.
it's because black people are used to it, I guess, is it? They're used to people being racist to them and abusive. Whereas white people are like, when they
Yeah.
hear that, they're like, oh, clutching our pearls.
Mm.
What do you think?
I think that is probably what he's alluding to, the fact that like it's just something run of the mill maybe for
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
and for a white person it's more like, oh
Mm,
shit, like what the fuck. But
mm,
I felt like he was just paralyzed
mm.
by it and couldn't.
Yeah,
Now, he obviously wanted to
yeah.
act a certain way,
Mm,
but then in the conversation, I think it was later on actually, was it in here? He said that he kind of like knows, this was in the diary room later when they were trying to bring it to the house. He said he knows people like
mm,
Luke and
mm.
he doesn't necessarily equate ignorance to malice. And I was like, this is excusing this.
Yeah, I
And
hated
why
that.
are you excusing this?
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah.
It's not
Um,
it's not okay in the outside world they've been given bloody diversity trainings to go into the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
that worked well, didn't it?
Yeah, just a blatant rule break and just blatantly wrong, and just there should be no minimize. It was like Jared almost felt guilty for him going. It's like fuck that guy.
Yeah,
What did?
but like I think that's sad. That's a sad reality of it that you've seen too, and that the instant reaction of Luke was to joke it off with Jared, as if to say like, you and I know this is fine.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
can't handle it, but we're cool.
Yeah,
and like Jared shouldn't really have to just be cool with that.
No, and absolutely.
But he had no choice because he didn't want to come across as confrontational.
It's
so fucked up.
Did Dan watch it with you? I wondered what he thought about it.
Yeah, but I haven't actually got any notes from what he said. So
no. Was he just like?
I think he was just like, oh god, like typical. It's so disappointing that this comes up every year,
every single year,
every year,
every single year. I think.
I was complaining about the sort of slow removal because it wasn't until it was clearly the bathroom and they were brushing their teeth the next day. Somebody got back to me on Twitter. I feel like it might have been Lewis actually, to say that he thought that production had only made that decision based on reaction.
Right.
It wasn't actually necessarily going to be what they were going to do. But they felt the pressure.
I totally believe that. Don't you? Totally.
I mean, I'd like to believe they would not. But I believe some things they should have a precedent for, this being one of them, where they don't have to wait to talk to the legal team and bring someone in to sign it off. You've got a producer on hand at all times who should be able to have final say.
You should literally have a list of words you cannot say. You say them, you're out. The end.
Eject. If this happens, eject. If this happens, warning.
Exactly. I'm sure they do have that.
They must do.
I was wondering how long it took them to kick him out. It was the next day, wasn't it? They kicked him out.
It felt like that from the show,
And I saw your tweet about it as well. Like, why didn't we see him getting a bollocking? Because normally
people don't understand when I say that. American Big Brother viewers don't understand when I say I want to see him accountable.
But I've seen this happen.
Said, he said what he said. He knows what was wrong. But I like it when it gets repeated and they have to sit with it. It's like the consequence of it.
This has happened in America before. I remember distinctly Alison Grodner talking to the person, I can't remember which person it was, and saying, you've done this, you need to leave now by that door. They've done it before, so I don't know why they couldn't do it then.
Doing that now.
Covering up for him. Fuck that.
I didn't like the way it edited as well. I was like, he went into the drawing room and then Ryan walked out.
Yeah, I know. And then when they explained it, and then they were all looked shocked. And then Corey was trying to like say, I was there and this is what happened, and I felt like he was sort of enjoying it a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like being the one because Jared was there as well. Yeah, I don't know. There was just something about, maybe that's why his son said he didn't hear it, because he was just like, didn't want to act like that. I don't know. And then Jared just said, I don't want to talk about this as a group. Yeah, like he almost was still covering up for Luke.
Yeah, it felt like he was sort of trying to protect Luke, but the footage is there. It's all out in the public, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck you, Luke.
Like you can protect his image from your housemates, but like you can't from the outside world.
No.
There's no point in really trying.
No. So that was about it for that, I think. Red went up and named Riley's whole alliance to her. Why? He said, I'm not book smart, but I'm country smart.
Clearly, they don't play Big Brother in the country, do they?
Izzy then came up with another scene of appalling gameplay. She said, what did she say? Cut the bullshit. We all know what's up. Why are you saying this? Can you imagine Dan Giesing going and saying that to someone in the house? She's such a bad game player. And then when she reported back to Serie was like, shut up.
Yeah, basically. She's worried that she's going to bring a target on the by bitches, isn't she?
Stupid.
Of her, in quotes, huge personality.
That's one way of putting it. She went and sort of bragged about the whole thing to Serie, and Serie was just like, yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah. And she was like, "Are you like, oh god, in at me, oh my god, in at me, or
mm,
at the situation kind of thing?" Like,
yeah,
I think she knew that Suri
yeah,
thought she'd fucked up.
yeah. So then we had a bit of hope, I thought, but it was actually just
Oh,
the flim flam section of the
oh, she's
younguns
reminded me of
wanting
Hope.
the
Who's Hope?
young. I forgot about him. The younguns getting together and saying they should save Kirsten.
Mm,
Um,
that was the opposite of Hope for me. That was Dread. I didn't
no,
want
that.
Felicia to go.
Well, I was happy, and then I thought, oh, it's going to be tight. It could be like 7-6 or whatever the numbers are. I was like, ooh. And then as soon
Mm,
as Jag went in
complete
there,
washout.
I was just like, ugh. You got anything to say about the speeches or anything like that?
No, it was
Thought they
America
were.
that first started to voice that perhaps Kirsten was she should stay. She should
Mm,
not go too early.
mm.
I haven't gone to her
This is
speeches. No. Oh,
the
didn't. Oh, I have
eyelashes.
actually. Didn't Felicia say something? Felicia said something like, "Oh, if it's my time to go, it's my time." At the end, it's just
Oh,
like,
not that old
don't. That is
cliche.
bad. Don't say that.
Stupid. Yeah, stupid.
Like, think it, but don't say it.
Mm. I was just annoyed that it was a sheep vote, and then it was like, oh, it's not the right time to get blood on our hands. If not now, when? It will be too late by the time you realize because you won't have the numbers. These
I thought they
people.
were good. I thought that like total whatever, total
Mm,
wipeout, whatever they call it, total alliance. This
mm,
like Riley's whole house alliance was going to
mm,
have the numbers to turn it around, and I
mm.
think they probably would have done,
Yeah,
but
they
I'm not
would
sure
have.
why they didn't in the
They
end.
chickened out because they're scared of Serie. That's why. That's what I think.
So it's just one lonesome contestant, though.
Yeah,
Like
right. She's like 10 contestants rolled into one. Uh, I had a
it's the
few.
Megatron of BB housemates.
I have a few fashion notes here. Blue has a
Yeah,
very long fringe. It looks like it's getting in her eyes, and that makes me uncomfortable because when I have a long fringe, it irritates me so much. I do think it looks good, but just when your fringe goes in your eyes, it's not good.
do you like
So
the two-tone
I like it.
stripy hair?
Yeah, I do. I think it looks good. Cerie was wearing a poncho. I don't know if she was expecting rain. It looked waterproof. Um, Corey was wearing a.
Cerise started to be gradually like getting sicker and sicker throughout the episodes this
Oh,
week.
oh God, hope she's
Just
okay. Oh,
huskier and raspier, and like
oh,
the circles were getting dark. I was like, has she got hay fever or something? She's just getting really ill.
no, too much gaming. Been speaking in everyone's ear. Um, uh, Jared's old lady going shopping look. Oh yeah, we've covered that. And Corey's pale pink outfit again, just absolutely not. Yeah, the heart beating, we've covered that. Kirsten went out nice. She was, pleasant to everyone. Um, Black Woman's gone out first. Was partly because of the twist, but still, it's not the best, is it?
No,
Julie spilled the beans about Siri. Kirsten had no idea, did she? A clue.
no. Even though that nickname thing had just come out, I've got a request that they need to do, and it's to stop allowing them to give shout outs in the diary to friends and
Oh,
family. I think if you do that, it should be instant nomination next week,
it
don't you?
is annoying, isn't it?
No
And
chance to get off the
just as
block.
they go, I just want to shout out to Jack, Gaz, and Towie. Just
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Shut
shut
up.
up. Just do it on the live feeds. Um, yeah, and then a Kirsten got annoyed because she didn't see all of her goodbye messages, and Julia's like, "Oh, we haven't got time
Yeah, she's like, I think there's more people in the house than that. And she's
for
like, how long do you think we've got? Jeez.
it."
Oh, do you know what I thought was odd? So
Mm,
Julie, when she was revealing this to Kirsten, she said there's a secret relationship in the house.
mm.
You hear that? What do you think?
Oh, like a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I think where her head was going.
Mm,
And like I just it was a bit odd. I just thought,
mm.
no one if you keep saying this, everyone's gonna think it's a couple that were involved. Like you
Yeah,
need to
that's
change it
true.
up. Like two people have a connection or two people know
Yeah,
each other
a
on the outside.
related.
Related, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. If they're
Did
related, I'm sure easily.
Did you see the advert for
What?
the challenge? Did you see
Yeah.
Josh in the middle?
Yeah, there's Tyler, Josh, and Tiffany, yeah.
I didn't even recognize Josh. He looked like a completely different person.
Oh, he's been working out quite a lot, is that why?
I'll say, fucking hell, what a transformation!
Oh, I see him on Instagram quite a lot. So
Ugh.
does he have did
He
he have
looked
like
good.
braided hair or something?
Yeah, I think so. It's like he looks. 100 times better than he used to. So good for him. Still
I think
annoying
it's the
though, I'm
same though.
sure. And then we got to see something in the back garden, like a teleportation hole or some mirror on the wall shit.
Oh yeah, they sort of did a go. Let's eavesdrop, right? But it
Yeah.
was empty. So where
Mm.
are they all?
Oh yeah. Oh, where could they have gone to? The Scrambleverse,
Dire Fest verse.
maybe?
Garden was empty though. I don't know.
Strange. We'll find out next time, I
Oh,
suppose.
maybe that like members club they have
What's
where you
that?
can slide the mint julep down the bar. And, I don't know.
Big Brother's basement. Should we do our emails?
Yeah, I've had a look in that inbox. There's a few emails to be read
I
out
know we've
actually
got
this
some
week.
newbies in there.
Right, if you want to email us next week and put your opinions on why Felicia is the best person to stay in the Big Brother house, email us to bbblogspod@gmail.com. Where is it? Who's the first person? Oh, I want to shout out Molly. Not that Molly. The other
American
Molly.
Molly.
American Molly.
Oh, I love
Twitter.
her.
Because she's very kindly given us her last Blue Sky code. And Lynsey,
I did
did you sign
join.
up to that?
I
Did
signed
you
up,
join
but
it?
then I didn't know what to
As BB
do.
on Blast or as
Yeah,
yourself?
BB on Blast. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
we
we've got
are
an account
signed
there
up.
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I signed up,
I
but
don't know
then
how that works.
I didn't know what to do, so I just signed up.
Okay, well, that's a start. So thank you, Molly, for that. We appreciate it so much so that we've done nothing about it.
And thank you for liking all the pictures of Towie, because she always likes.
Got to help Lynsey's engagement. And the first email of reaction is from Liam. Hi guys. First off, thanks for the heads up on how to watch BBUS. I used to torrent, but I haven't needed for years. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, well, we're now in the no video brotherverse, so we'll have to make do. Just watch the first episode. My first impressions of the season is good. An early favourite for me is Blue. I'm glad there's some good representation again this season too. Good time since you said this. I'm not sure the launch show format for US will ever be less awkward and underwhelming. This is literally there is literally no energy or excitement in there at all. Surely it's time they changed it up a bit. UK launch shows can never be beaten though.
Correct.
Happy to hear you both back on the airwaves. I'm praying for us all the next few months with all these seasons of Big Brother at once. But most of all, I'm praying for you two. Thank you.
Thanks,
we
mate.
need it. Surely nobody else watches and covers so many international seasons at once. No, because no one's got
no life,
the time or energy. We need you to record more video pods. Well,
your
asked,
wishes are command.
Delivered by coincidence. I loved watching you two chat. Makes me feel like we're all sat together talking Big Brother.
Oh, that's cute.
Now that I've watched the launch, I can listen to a first pod of the season, and it's got that party blur.
That's how I feel when I get to listen to the pods after we've done our podcast. I'm like, oh, I can catch up on a week's worth of pods. It's exciting.
Keep up the good work. Bye, Liam.
Oh, thanks, Liam.
Thanks, Liam. Is Liam BB Hooligan?
Yes.
That boy's got a new account every 5 minutes.
I'm also interested that Lewis is watching BBUS because he doesn't normally watch it. So, Lewis, if you listen to this or watch it, send us in your thoughts because I'm curious.
I think Lewis is listening because he gave us a reading. I thought, oh, I'm surprised he listens to this on shit. Thought he gave up on us years ago. This is a new person. Hi.
Hi.
I was very excited to find a podcast about Big Brother that has a gay host. Oh. All the podcasts that appear.
Isn't everyone who watches Big Brother gay?
A high proportion. And there are other gay Big Brother podcasters out there, and I can tell you two more. The Reality Kingdom and Judy Girl Pod as well. But I assume James is back on it, the Judy Girl Pod.
Yeah, there's an episode out. I've not listened to it yet.
So yeah, go check our fellow LGBTQ plus Alliance members. It's the Reality Kingdom, isn't it?
Yeah. They're good. They're good.
All the podcasts that appear on iTunes is straight former players. No offense, but no thanks. It's where the real fun's at. I particularly love you're both Brits. I assume that this person is American. and you both had me laughing with your takes, and that's good.
Oh, good.
Someone else said they were laughing through the last pod as well.
I should hope they are laughing.
I always struggle with BBUK because I started watching BBUK with Nadia's season, and I'm version has always or maybe they're British, and it says I'm, but I think it means our, and our version has always been so superior until it changed networks. Oh, networks is making me think you're American. Oh, you're an enigma. The Get Grace Out chant. Okay, you're British. The Get Grace Out chant by the audience blew my mind. Oh, I have to tell you. By the way, this person's called Mike. I'll just say the name now. I'll save it to the end. Mike, I was there.
You weren't there, man.
I was there, man. I was in the audience at Elstree, and it was quite a moment. And
were you
I
chanting?
found myself. This is my anecdote of the day. My story about that is being outside the Big Brother house, and obviously Big Brother telling everyone to be quiet, and people were generally quite obedient back then. They just put it on the screen like, shush, we can't let the housemates know you're here, whatever. And then when it kicked off and they were in the garden and the Get Grace Out chant started, I found myself just getting whipped up in
mob mentality.
And I did not want Grace to go at all. I actually thought she was good for TV. So it was weird. And I just thought, God, this is how Nazi Germany started.
Exact same.
Exactly the same. So yeah, interesting to
I felt like that when we were in the audience for the last show, and we were just spewing and shouting. We didn't really care what we were doing or shouting.
We were quite drunk as well,
yeah,
weren't
that
we?
probably didn't help. Yeah.
What's that called? Something gallery when you're like,
the peanut gallery.
I know about that. It's the cheap seats in the theatre.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, something medieval where you like stand there and you like lob rotten vegetables at people.
Right, yeah.
You get like that in a Big Brother audience, unfortunately. We didn't even mention that US had the audience back actually for the eviction.
They do?
I think so. I think there are people in that studio. Anyway, so yes, Mike's mind was blown by Get Grace Out. I need to know, Mike, where are you from? Because if you haven't watched BBUK until season 5, you could be American who's tuned in from abroad because you're saying season and network. I still consider that a moment that has never been matched. I was wondering if you could both talk about your favorite BBUK moments. Excited to listen to your archives as well. XO Mike. Favorite BBUK moment? Bloody hell. I miss those old days of like Channel 4 when the summers were different. The summers were hot. Like those eviction nights were so exciting. It was just like a different time, it feels like.
Definitely when they had the live feeds and you could just watch it all night. It was just
magic.
It was just brilliant. But yeah, we need to have a think about that. We can't just think about what our favourite moments are off the top of our heads.
That's probably going to be the obvious ones, Yeah, Jackie. And,
that ain't my favorite. The first thing that sprung to my mind was Ryland versus Spidey, which is not at all like old school, but it was so entertaining.
I assume Mike knows his Big Brother history now, but like the Chantelle fake pop star twist, that was
that was good. Yeah,
just so good.
Yeah. Oh, and Ashley in the secret room was just.
Oh brilliant.
Yeah, I love that.
That little blue dress.
Oh, and lest we forget fight night.
Yeah, and then even Roxanne Pallet's situation, I was, thinking about Big Brother with Dan the other day. The things that happen that Big Brother can't ever plan for, they're the best bits.
Yeah, they
are. Okay, thanks, Mike. That was a nice email.
That was cool. Write in again. Yes, write in and tell us your secrets.
It's nice to hear that you appreciate gay hosts.
Hold on, I'm not gay. Maybe I'm letting the side down.
No, you're not. It's okay. You're allowed to not be.
Am I?
Got it covered. No, but I think it's always nice when I hear someone who is a gay listener who relates in some kind of way. We've had this in the past before, and we haven't had it for a long time. So I like that too.
And there are any sort of old white listeners who can relate to me, old white straight women over 40. Right.
Well, the dominant voices in Big Brother podcasting are male. So
that's
are a bit of a lone female voice, really.
Thanks.
So you're representing. Right, Laurie's here. Hi, Laurie. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Oh, we're not finishing the pod yet. She says, no, it's not about Luke, isn't it? I'd hope booting his lame ass would give a reprieve to Kirsten.
Yes, yes.
I like how Julie was like, but don't you get comfortable? It's
Yeah,
still going ahead.
why?
She got a raw deal because of another stupid twist.
She did.
Production team failed miserably during Matt's vote. Yeah, they did. You're right. They
Yeah.
could have flicked the diary room lights off for a second and plunged him into darkness at the very least.
Yeah, that was
It was
awkward.
so awkward. It's not like they didn't know he was going to be a house guest. Do better, Ted.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah. BB Gossip Mike mentioned the great idea of one of his car casts this week. Instead of having an immediate HOH, in brackets, a stupid twist that puts 4 people immediately in peril and in defense mode on launch night, just show everyone moving in. Oh God, I'd love if they did that. Being excited as they roam around the rooms. Oh my God,
yes.
imagine that. Sounds like BBK.
Yeah.
Of the house. Uncorking champs. And introductions instead, and that's it. Oh my God, Laurie, that is music to my ears.
That's a pure game. Say right less. There. And no competitions.
No competitions.
No.
Doing it this way would give the house guests the night to get to know each other, and then production could have the comp the following day.
Yeah.
Honestly, what is this rush on a show that runs 100 days? It's ridiculous. Laurie, we need you to infiltrate production because you're talking our language.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Ta-ta for now, loyal listener Laurie, and it's the pink sparkly heart emoji this time. I feel like she's being influenced by Barbie.
I like that one.
And now, grand introduction. First time emailer.
Oh, another one.
I identified mentally immediately when I saw this name. Hi, Lynsey and Gaz. I've never sent an email before, but I just want to say I love the pod. I listen every week, and it's one of the main things I look forward to at the beginning of each new Big Brother season. I'm so excited for all the upcoming Big Brother this autumn, especially the return of BBUK.
Us too.
I'm liking BB25 so far. I'm optimistic that the cast will be entertaining and give us a good season. I do think the eviction should have been cancelled.
Yes.
Especially if the season is going to be 100 days. And it seems only fair when it was cancelled last year after Paloma walked.
Yeah, true.
God, Paloma, I forgot about that. What a situation that was.
Yuck.
God, she was in the Scrambleverse. What even existed? After the Luke incident happened, I saw some tweets praising BBUK for how they handled Emily on BB8 when she did the same thing. Yeah, well, let's not forget Rodrigo.
Yeah. They did get rid of Emily immediately, though.
Yeah. I'd love to get your thoughts on this because to me it always seemed that one of the main reasons she was removed was to not make the show look even worse after the BB25 racism scandal. Did that follow that? Is that what happened? Yeah, right, that did follow that. As the word and several other slurs have been said many times over the years with little to no consequences.
It did at the time. I thought it did seem slightly harsh, but at the same time, oh well.
Well, maybe our understanding's changed.
Yeah.
Now.
But she was just trying to like show off, basically, wasn't she? And just ended up looking stupid as hell.
Was that other girl on Channel 5 not kicked out for comparing someone to a gorilla?
That posh woman, Caroline.
Just told off.
No, she didn't get kicked out.
She
called Adam a gorilla, and then they told him when he left, and he looked very upset. Funnily enough, he was so nice. He was the person I wanted to win.
Well, we've spoken about this in depth on the podcast, so you probably already get an idea of what we're thinking. But yeah, it does seem odd that the way it was handled over the years differed in severity, but I think the right thing is to remove, personally. Sorry if this was too long, says Daniel. I don't think that was too long.
No, that was okay.
That's Daniel ARF21 on Twitter.
Okay.
Go follow him. He's a Big Brother tweeter and he's watching from the Emerald Isle.
And please write in again. We like to hear from people.
That concludes the emails, which is lucky because that's almost concluding our Zoom limit.
We've got 8 minutes left. What should we do with them? Party!
What do you think about that week? Do you know what I was thinking? Sorry, I just asked a question. I'm not waiting for the answer. I had
it sounds like Jack.
What we should do, and I feel like it would be fun. And we're probably late, but we could still do it. You know, on like reality TV spin-off shows where the hosts like write who they think is going to win.
Oh,
and put
right.
it
Oh,
in an
yeah.
envelope. We could
Yeah.
do that, a little prediction, couldn't we?
Yeah,
Like
let's
who
do
we think is
it.
going to be the winner.
Yeah, let's do it. And not tell each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
We'll
then
seal it
open each other's cards at a later
on
date.
finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, let's do
I already know
it.
who you're going to write. I already know who you think is going to win.
Do you?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, that's true. Maybe we'll put 1 and 2 because it might be
Okay,
too
final
obvious.
two.
Yeah,
Final
final two.
two.
Yeah, final
Okay,
two. Final
we'll
two.
do that.
Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I do think, to be honest, I do think it's gonna be good this year, even though there are a few rogue characters. Like, there's not like loads of meatheads. There's not like loads of arseholes. Like, I feel
Yeah, I've
like,
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed
yeah,
this first week more than I usually would, I think.
I think the mix of ages, the mix of not nationalities, they're just
Backgrounds, cultural backgrounds.
backgrounds. It's working. It's working so far. Apart from Luke, which
Yeah.
I don't know why they cast him in the first place. So.
Oh, I think I think Dean Barney actually replied to us on Twitter earlier and said, at least the casting is basically reflective of America. Like, that is a problem in American
Yeah,
society, and apparently it's hard to eradicate even if you've done
yeah,
this like diversity training or whatever. And it's
yeah.
a sad
Because
fact, but
that
reality TV is
that
what is
is
it?
in
Holding the mirror to
what?
society.
Oh, yeah, and also that you can't undo years of being racist with one course.
No,
It's probably your
exactly.
family was racist, and you just grow up being ignorant, don't you?
Mm.
Should we sign off?
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for all the emails as well. That was a really fun email section, actually. Get in touch with
Yeah,
us. You can tweet us at BB on Blast on Twitter and email us at bbonblastpod@gmail.com.
and follow us on
Our
what?
personals.
Yeah, like at VM or
BB_superfan.
and read my book, First Aid Kit Girl. Leave our podcast a review if you like it. That would help us go up the charts. To like 1,700 or something. If that's optimistic.
Tell a friend, share it, retweet it. We
Yeah.
appreciate any of that because we are kind of niche over here.
Did I say read my book, First Aid Kit Girl?
You did, but always
read
worth
it.
saying again.
Read it twice. Buy 2 copies. And we'll be back together in person next week, as long as Gaz hasn't got the full COVID by then.
Well, also I've got a holiday coming up, so we need
Yeah,
to do
but
it. But I think we can squeeze one more in before I go
yeah,
away.
we've already arranged it.
Oh, good. I can't remember what day it is. So remind me.
We'll discuss that off air.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. And
careful, mind out for the Nether region. Don't get sucked into the scary verse.
well, sometimes it can be nice to get sucked into the Nether region. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.